Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Mark Allen.
Hello, Northwestern. So what I would like to do today is to share with you three very simple but powerful tools that not only helped me win that amazing race 6 times, but tools that can help you achieve the great dreams that you have for yourselves. And before I go any further, I want to highlight what those tools are. The first is to clarify the work that your goals are asking you to do to accomplish the success that you are after. What is the work that your goals are asking you to do to achieve great success? Having an answer to that is what will change somebody from being very busy to being very effective. And certainly in the world today, being effective is a very priceless commodity to have in your corner. It was not until I asked myself, what is the training that the Ironman wants me to do to be the champion, that I actually went from training a lot to training effectively. The second tool that I'll share with you today is to have a willingness to adjust your strategy based on how it's working in that very unpredictable environment called the real world. I mean, let's face it, things are changing so fast now, and what may have gotten us success in the past may not be what will help us to secure our dreams in the future. And we need to have a willingness to make adjustments based on that reality. And you'll hear through my final story today the adjustments that I needed to make as a 37-year-old athlete to become the oldest champion of that race were very dramatic. The third and final tool that I'll share with you today is to have an absolute commitment to completion. Now, what does that mean? A commitment to completion says, I will do that day-to-day work that often seems very unglamorous that will indeed carry me to the great dreams that I have set out for in achieving them. As an example from my industry, triathlon, I have to be a good swimmer. So in January, when I start back in my training, I throw myself in a pool, I swim up one side, I do a flip turn, I come back the other side. In about 35 seconds, I have seen the entire swim course that I am going to do about 50,000 times over the course of that season. Very unglamorous, but each one of those laps is what will prepare me to be a great champion. A commitment to completion says, I'm not going to join the herds of people who are trying to come up with excuses why the environment today isn't conducive to doing great business. I'm going to be one of those ones who's leading the way, coming up with the solutions to indeed achieve a high level of success. A commitment to completion says, I will stop for a moment and I will reflect and ask myself, what is it inside here that has meaning to me in my heart about the things that I'm putting all this effort into? I mean, there are several thousand of you in this room, and that means there are several thousand great reasons why you are doing what you are doing. But to understand what that is so that it carries you past all of those challenges along the way. Use that vision to carry you past those first 5 years when history shows that often 4 out of 5 of you may want to quit. Use that vision. What is it that has importance to you so that you do indeed become great in your industry? You achieve those great successes. A commitment to completion says, I'm going to stick with it long enough so that I change from working hard, trying to figure out how to be successful, to get to that point where I'm working hard because I know what it takes to be successful. Now, if things aren't working out, there really are only 2 general kinds of adjustments we can make. One is to change the way we actually do our work, and the other is to ask ourselves, what is it about me as a person that might be holding me back from the success that I am after? Now, the how we do our work part is very industry specific. I had to get a little faster at swimming, cycling, and running. Those are probably not skills that will help you directly in the financial services industry. But the what is it that holds me back part, those are things that can affect us regardless of the challenge. Maybe we're afraid. Maybe we have self-doubt in the tough moments. Maybe that mental chatter starts up when we really need a quiet, clear mind, and we need ways to work with that. But I didn't want to look in here first. First, I looked at the logbook and I said, you know what? My longest training day is 6 hours, but the Ironman takes 8, and I'm falling apart in those final 2 hours of the race. So as I prepared for my 7th Ironman, I designed 5 Ironman training days where I would swim 30 minutes, get out of the water, bike 7 hours, get off of my bike, and run 30 minutes. That's an 8-hour training day. That's the kind of work that the Ironman wants me to do to become the champion. Those 5 days, they only added 10 extra hours onto my entire training year. That's less than 2 minutes a day. Would you be willing to work less than 2 minutes a day, if done in the right way, to achieve the greatest dream you have for your life? Absolutely, yeah. Around the half marathon point, we passed, once again, the final person who had been ahead of us, and we were on a pace that was going to shatter the world's record. But Dave was the stronger of us. Finally, it got so difficult to match his pace that I couldn't even hold on to the negative thoughts. And then the most amazing transformation took place. You see, in moments like that, the only thing we can change are the thoughts we tell ourselves, isn't it? It was too late for me to go back and ask myself, should I have done more training or less training? You know how that is when you wake up in the morning and you are happy just to get up and jump out of bed. You know that no matter how chaotic the day is, it's going to be a good day. You're going to be able to deal with everything that happens and comes across your path. And with that happiness, you're bringing positive energy. Fear, doubt, stress melts away, and you bring everything positive that you have into that endeavor.
Alan, looking back. Alan has made a move, and Scott appears unable to answer it. In 1982, Mark Allen couldn't finish. In 83, he was third. In 84, fifth. In 86 and 87, he was second. In 88, fifth. And finally now, in his 7th Ironman, for Mark Allen, the long quest for victory is over.
As you heard through my stories, I got into the sport just with the dream to cross the finish line, but that changed when I was willing to do the work the Ironman was asking me to do to accomplish that success. And I finally, in 1989, won the first of those victories. And then the final victory came when I was able to pass that toughest test any of us can of completion. Are we willing to give 100% of what we have to give, even if it might look impossible to achieve our dreams? So I invite you to use these tools in your life. Don't take my word for it that they can work. What's the work that your goals are asking you to do this year to achieve them? What are your 5 Ironman training days going to look like? What are your 2 extra minutes a day going to look like for you? Be willing to make those adjustments necessary to be truly effective and successful, not only in the way you do your work, but take the time to develop your inner strength, your inner character, so that you can bring more of you into this endeavor that you're putting your efforts into at Northwestern. And also, have that absolute commitment to completion, to sticking it out, taking that next step, even in the tough and impossible-looking moments. Because remember, impossible is just a solution that has yet to present itself. Thank you very much, Northwestern Mutual. Good luck. We'll see you again soon. Thank you. Woo.